fight as Emilio Sanchez takes on Diuhl OLGUIN. Both of these fighters are in the ring. You see Sanchez training at the Rock Gym in Carson, California. Behind him, stablemate Jason El Animal Quigley. He'll be fighting in December 17th at the Forum. And look at Emilio Sanchez, Pacoima, California is where he's from, undefeated, 13-0.
I think this fight against Hugo Partida, for me, it made Sanchez go from a promising fighter still on the club show level to a legitimate prospect. And he's still young, and that's a lot to say about a young man who only had 12 fights going into that fight. But I think at 13-0 right now, I consider him one of the hotter prospects in the junior featherweight division. And it's basically based on that fight, based on what I saw.
Exactly, yeah. He's a great fighter, has a great coach and a great team behind him. So, I mean, next world champ, hopefully.
Yeah, obviously a very good training situation there at the Rock Gym in Carson, California, because there's so many top fighters at different levels, particularly guys who are more advanced than him, so he can look up to them and learn from them.
Exactly.
And there you're saying they're just waiting on the final instructions for this. It must be running a cool package on Spanish TV. 3, 2, 1, and then here's Joe Martinez.
Y ahora, aficionados, esta próxima pelea está patada por 8 asaltos en el peso Super Gallo. And here we go, fight fans, our co-main event of the night, 8 rounds. This in the Super Bantamweight division. Los tres jueces otra vez. Once again, your 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside. Carla Caiz, Pat Russell, and Fernando Villarreal. When the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, encargado de ring, el referee Zach Young. Presentaron primero la esquina azul con los pantaloncillos negro con plateado y un peso de 121 libras y medias. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing black and silver tonight, he weighed in officially 121.5 pounds. Un veterano de 17 peleas con 10 victorias, 5 derrotas, 2 empates y 9 ganadas por nocaut. His professional record in 17 bouts, 10 victories, 5 defeats, 2 draws, and 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Presentando de Guadalajara, Jalisco, México, el elegante Diuhl OLGUIN. Y su oponente en la esquina roja, con los pantaloncillos negro con rojo y plata y un peso igual, 121 libras y medias. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wears tonight black trimmed in red and silver. He too weighed in officially 121.5 pounds. Y tiene un récord invicto con 13 victorias y 0 derrotas. His professional record stands perfect with 13 victories and no defeats. Here is the fighting pride of Pacoima, California, the undefeated Emilio, the Kid Sanchez. Otra vez el referee Zach Young.
Ok, Emilio, OLGUIN, ya hablamos sobre las reglas, no hay nada que decir más que buena suerte a los dos. Luck.
Zach Young, the third man in the ring, the tail of the tape, Doug.
Sanchez at age 22, he is 7 years younger. However, OLGUIN is 1 inch taller. Sanchez, his wingspan is 2 inches longer.
8 rounds in the super bantamweight division. Both of them came in weighing 121 and a few ounces. 122 is the limit. Underway, Emilio Sanchez in the black and red, 22 years old. San Fernando Valley is where he's from, Pacoima to be specific. Aggressive fighter. Went to the Olympic trials as a youngster. One of the youngest fighters there. Very confident in himself. Trains at the Rock Gym in Carson, California. His trainer is Manny Robles Sr., but Robles in Las Vegas for Oscar Valdez and Jesse Magdaleno. So tonight, Edgar Jasso is leading the charge in that corner. No big drop-off as they work hand-in-hand at that gym, work closely together. And Emilio said tonight, you know, he's all alone. He's used to it because his parents aren't even here. They usually attend every single fight, but his younger brother, Sal, fought in Ontario tonight, and the 19-year-old Sal Sanchez came away with a second pro victory. His parents are watching on Ring TV live right now. So Emilio trying to make it 2-0 for the Sanchez household. You've seen him a few times, Doug. Starting to grow into his body, isn't he?
Yeah, no, one thing I noticed in his last fight is he's sitting down in his punches a lot more. He always had nice speed and nice crisp technique, but you could tell the impact is a lot harder now. And it shouldn't be, you know, a surprise. He's in his early 20s now. He's not a teenager anymore. Getting that man muscle.
Runs Mount Baldy on Saturdays. 3-mile run that it involves 2,000 feet of elevation.
Respect to those guys.
The entire crew goes there, 7 in the morning. He, Slava Shabransky, Quigley. Take that drive.
They got to be careful of the heads coming together. There was just an accidental clash of heads. I don't think there's skin broken on either fighter.
OLGUIN from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He's 27 years old, had 120 amateur fights, started boxing at the age of 12. Because he was a boxing fan. He'd always watched the fights at home. Told his dad, I want to go. On his way to soccer practice one day, walked into the gym, never went back to soccer practice. Works in marketing and a firm owned by his sister. First time in the United States. Said he's excited for the experience, but you can see him eyes wide open. Now the lights are on. Now you are, oh, wait a minute. It's different in the Belasco, right? There's people in the balcony looking at you, huh?
Exactly. I mean, you got the whole crowd, you can feel the eyes, you know, just looking at this fight and like the heat of this lights all around. So.
Does it get hot in the ring?
Yes, it does.
Well, StubHub, you're outside, but in the Belasco, so it does. I thought it was just me with the suit on. No, it's hot in here?
It's hot
all
in here.
Now, those lights are hot. The
yes.
lights that are trained, those television lights that are trained on the ring make it like 10 degrees hotter than it is outside of the ring.
Yeah.
More about Emilio Sanchez. The Kid is his nickname. From Pacoima.
22 years old, turned pro 3 years ago. And I really think that unanimous decision victory over Hugo Partida was sort of like an indication that he's a real prospect, that he's actually going places. He's not just a local talent who can be fun to watch, entertaining. He's more than that. He has potential to develop into something special. Check out the squad right there. Slava Shabransky,
That guy,
Beto Duran, the other animal.
yeah,
And El Animal.
El Animal. I mean, what I do is I go down there, put some water on the face, and considering I'm the size of a heavyweight, I like making these guys feel skinny. And that's it right there.
You're a good pal.
Yeah, I'm here for them. I'm here for them. You know that. When somebody comes in at 210 pounds, you feel real good at 122. But no, I see this as Rock Jimmy Carson where I go, and these guys go to war. Actually, how about this for who Emilio sparred for this fight? Oscar Valdez, Danny Roman, Oscar Negrete, Jonathan Romero, former world champion, Jesse Magdaleno, and Manny Robles Jr. That's who he got rounds in with for this fight.
And Valdez is getting ready to defend his WBO featherweight title tomorrow, and Magdaleno is getting ready to challenge Nolito Donaire for the WBO 122-pound title, so you know those guys were dialed in for their sparring.
126-pound division loaded at Golden Boy. Sanchez at 122. Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, Abe Lopez, who fights December 2nd here at the Belasco. When you walk into the Belasco, Abe, and you're fighting for the first time, like OLGUIN is right now, what's that feel like?
We could be a little nervous, but I mean, you're in there. You got to do your job. You know what I mean? You got to perform. You got to get that W. People, you know what I mean, they're looking at you, but I mean, you got to zone them out and concentrate.
Seems to me when you fought here, you stepped it up. There was extra intensity than I'd seen from you, and even a little bit of showmanship. Like you were egging your opponent on. You really wanted to encourage exchanges, and it seemed like the crowd's energy was a part of that.
Yeah, it's a big part of that, you know what I mean, the crowd cheering you on, and family and friends, especially family and friends. And it's a big part of this in the sport. I mean, they give you the extra energy that you need, and especially if your opponent's doing some dirty stuff, hitting you.
That's
after
true.
belt.
The guy from New Jersey, Puerto Rico, I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, he was kind of rough, and he was also pretty talkative at the weigh-in.
And then he hit me after the bell, so I mean that kind of got me heated in the moment as well.
Elegante is his nickname for Diuhl Holguin. The Elegant One was given to him after his first fight. He said one of the riders said he saw that he was had real nice trunks, good hair like Abe Lopez. He looked really elegant style, and he just stuck with them. That's an interesting nickname, but he's right now going into the southpaw stance. Said he's comfortable with it, but it's not his strength. So when you see a fighter do that, Abe, what does that mean?
Oh man, you gotta be careful because you never know. They know how to throw punches from the other side, and you gotta watch out with the counter punches.
Second round scheduled for 8.
He seems comfortable fighting as a righty. Doesn't look like he's lost any balance. I just think he needs to let his hands go more. I'm looking at his record. He's got 9 knockouts and 10 victories. I want to know if the power's real.
Oh, on the left hook, and that sent the mouthpiece out, I think. Something went flying.
It was spit.
Oh, was that spit?
Yeah, it was just spit.
Jeez, that was a lot of spit that went flying out.
Look, he's only looking, you see him coming, right? He turns left-handed, you gotta go to your left and jump on him because he's not left-handed, you understand? Look, jab, jab, right uppercut, jab, jab, body, upper, and then hook, you understand? You're giving up too much chance to think. Don't let him think, you gotta jump on him, okay? Everything off the jab, keep that left hand nice and high. He's only going for looping punches. I want you going under that, you understand? Well, give me a deep breath. I'm gonna try to watch.
Right hooks fired from the southpaw stance from Holguin. They don't land. Sanchez is walking him down from a high guard, taps the body. So he did get sort of a cuffing right in there while engaging on the inside.
Diuhl Holguin, who's now in the southpaw stance. Edgar Jasso telling his fighter Emilio Sanchez that he's not comfortable and they got to jump on him. You agree with that, Abe?
Yes. You gotta jump on him, but maybe the switching of southpaw to right-handed is causing him to hesitate. I mean, you gotta always be careful of your opponents. I mean,
well, now all of a sudden, his right foot is forward and it's meeting your front foot. And that sort of gets in the way.
Yeah, bumpy knees, headbutts as well. So he needs to keep jabbing and shoot that right since he's a southpaw.
Diuhl Holguin, the fighter, now he goes orthodox. He's moving up 2 weight classes. He hasn't fought in a year and a half. Said fight for him in Mexico. He had him, would fall through. Had him, fall through. With a record of 10-5-2. Like sometimes it was fights where they wanted me to go undefeated guy. Sure, no problem. Other times, a guy who was 3-15. He's like, why is that going to benefit me? So it was hard for him to get fights. This one came to fruition a month ago. They said if you move up in weight, it's like I'm fine. I want to actually try moving up as he's getting older, at the age of 27. Said he felt comfortable making this weight at 121. He came in.
Well, his last fight was against a former 115-pound title holder from South Africa, Zolani Tete, and he is an excellent fighter. He's now world-class in the bantamweight division. So the fact that he was able to travel to South Africa and go 8 rounds with that guy, I think it speaks a lot about his character, but also perhaps his durability.
He's willing to travel. Another fighter from Mexico, the typical, I want to come here, put on a good performance, so they call me again. You ever fight in Mexico, Abe?
As an amateur.
Yeah?
As an amateur.
Doug's worked in Aguascalientes. I've worked in Cancun.
Wow.
They don't believe in locker rooms down there.
No, they
No, you
don't.
don't.
It's just wherever they can fit the fighters.
Yeah, I fought at a wrestling arena, which the roof was made out of sheets of metal. So, and it was in Mexicali, so it's very hot in there during the summer. Talking about
Must have been like an oven.
Yes, they opened the doors and it felt like the heat. You felt the heat come out of the room. So I was like, wow. I was stretching outside. I had to warm up from outside.
The fight card that I covered in Aguas Caliente was in a bull ring. It was in a bullfighting coliseum, and the fighters were back there with the bulls.
There you go. Uppercuts landed by Emilio Sanchez. You know what Aguas Calientes means, right, Doug?
Hot water?
Yes, it is. Hot water right now. Emilio Sanchez trying to put in OLGUIN into the hot water as the 22-year-old undefeated fighter from Porcuema looking good through 3 rounds. Slava Shabransky, Chingonski is his name. He fights December 16th in India. He's sitting down with Joseph Diaz Jr.
So I'm right here with Slava Shabransky. Slava, I know you have a fight coming December 16th. Tell me how hard you're training.
Hi everybody. Yeah, you're right. I have fight December 16th, Palm Springs Casino. It will be good fight. I'm ready for this fight.
Yeah, I know you're fighting is Sullivan Barrera, and he's the toughest fighter to date that you're going to be fighting. This is going to be the fight to showcase to everybody that you are in the top, in your top division, right?
Yeah, you're right. You know, every fighter is dangerous fighter. So what I do, I will come with my 100% ready and vamonos.
Looking forward to it, Slava, man. Back to you guys.
He's trilingual, vamonos. I think you know the dude's hanging out with way too many Mexican fighters. He's throwing the vamonos right there. Emilio Sanchez through 3. How do you have it, Doug?
Oh, I have it 3-0 for Sanchez. I think he's the man who's initiating the action. He's just a busier fighter, throwing more and landing more. OLGUIN is doing enough to be live in this fight. Sanchez certainly can't fall asleep in there.
How do you have it, Abe?
Yeah, 3 rounds to no for Emilio. He's, I mean, trying to dissect them. Hopefully, work that body a little bit more, and should be going down.
You see that stoppage coming?
If Sanchez invests into the body.
To the body.
Uppercuts landed by Sanchez. OLGUIN at the age of 27, showing he can take a punch right now. More body work. Upstairs goes Sanchez. Body work, uppercut. Pressure from the fighter in the red and black is Sanchez, a 22-year-old. Managed by Frank Espinoza. OLGUIN switching back and forth in that southpaw stance.
Doesn't seem discouraged, not yet.
OLGUIN actually has a couple family members in attendance from Baldwin Park. They met him for the first time and they're coming here. So he's not completely alone. The Americanista means he goes for a Club America soccer team, even though he's from Guadalajara. Should be going for the Chivas. A contrarian, as he said.
Now blood from the nose of OLGUIN. And it could have been those uppercuts from Sanchez.
Keep the tweets coming. Henry Lawrence, interesting learning and development fight for Nava. That was earlier from Tino Nava, who had a tough one against Ricky Vasquez. Nava got the majority decision. Our first fight of the night, Azajo Venetian, a KO. Luis Corio with a KO. Pablo Rubio, unanimous decision. All those fights available on the Golden Boy YouTube page later on tonight. Right now, it's Emilio Sanchez and Diuhl OLGUIN. Sanchez trying to figure out his opponent.
He needs to get out of those on the ropes. Rotate. There you go.
It's that footwork. Good right landed. More blood from the nose of OLGUIN. OLGUIN hasn't fought a year and a half. Maybe that ring rust still starting to shake it off a bit. Said he stays in the gym. Works as a coach for some of the younger fighters at the gym. He works out of Guadalajara. But you know this, Abe. You've had a delay. One thing to go in the gym and work out. Another thing when you know you actually have a fight.
Yes, I mean, sometimes you feel it. I mean, I lost it in Marlin in my 3rd fight, but I felt rusty the first fight coming back. My mind wanted to do something, but my body couldn't do.
But you had longer than a year and a half off. You had 3 years off, which was pretty. That's impressive that you were able to come back.
And there you see him, the main event. Manuel Tino Avila, undefeated, 21-0. Working the gloves right now. He takes on veteran Jose Ramirez. Georgia Duke's boxing in Northern California. What do you know about Tino, Abe?
I've only seen him as a professional, never saw him as an amateur fighter, but very quick hands, good footwork, I mean, very agile, and so, I mean, he's a good contender.
He reminds me of you in that he's got a very good stick and move game, and he likes to operate from the distance. You might be a little bit more aggressive, actually, at least in spots. You found a nice middle ground between being a stick and move guy and somebody who goes on the hunt, on the attack.
Here we go, another round. The schedule for 8. Emilio Sanchez, Diuhl OLGUIN is the 5th. Sanchez wearing the black and red. Athletic family, mentioned earlier, his brother Sal won his 2nd pro fight tonight. His older sister, a professional runner, actually ran college at Cal State LA. Now he's sponsored runner. She believes in half marathons for fun. We try to get in the top 5 for a half marathon. I just try to finish him.
Sanchez looks like, his body, he looks athletic. He actually looks like a long distance runner, or even a middle distance runner.
He ran cross country in high school.
I love it.
Emilio Sanchez actually got into the sport of boxing around the age of 11, 12, because he had anger issues at school. I was like, you're the nicest kid.
I know, he seems so docile outside of the ring.
He's like, well, boxing helped me get rid of those anger issues. After that, wanted to be a police officer. We joined the police cadets in high school on the straight and narrow, and turned pro actually in Tijuana, his first 4 fights. As Abe Lopez has awesome hair right now. Emilio is bald. He has a nice lineup. But Abe Lopez with the hair battle over Joseph Diaz Jr. I remember being in my 20s. Body work from Dominguez. First time he's really landed any kind of a power shot tonight.
Actually, I thought OLGUIN had a decent 4th round. He had his moments in that round. Not enough to win the round, but I thought he made for a competitive round 4. Looks like he's trying to make a competitive round 5 midway through.
He's dropping those hands. Those body shots, I think, are getting to him. He's backpedaling with his hands down. So, I mean, those body punches do take a toll after a while.
You think Sanchez is setting him up for something?
Yes, yes, yes. Because that left hook keeps going in beautifully, like your body, and then throws that left hook.
What can you tell when you're in there, Abe? When can you tell that those body shots are taking a toll? Like, what gives it away?
You can hear them sometimes take a huff, like, and you know that hurt, and you keep working it until you find that he takes a knee or he just gets on the floor.
Blood from the nose of OLGUIN, the Guadalajara fighter. As Sanchez is digging into that right side of OLGUIN with that left hook. Good right hand landed by OLGUIN. Stiff jab from Sanchez. This is where his trainer, Manny Robles, says the fights are won in the gym, the training, the sparring, the experience. There's nothing you could replicate for the quality sparring, Abe.
No. But too much sparring could be take a toll on the body.
Final seconds of the 5th round. Another solid one for Emilio Sanchez.
Emilio, when you're sitting in the pocket is the only time that he's catching you. Don't sit on the pocket. Want to see you moving. Everything off the jab. Once you're inside, give me movement and catch him up the middle. Don't keep your head in the fucking middle. He keeps catching you. You understand? Go under because that's all he's doing. He's looping punch. You understand?
Nice jab from Sanchez. Good pressure from OLGUIN, and he has his moments. A left uppercut, right cross. There was a left jab followed by a right to the body, delivered in the southpaw stance. Left uppercut. So OLGUIN had his moments. Again, I scored round 5 for Sanchez, but I note that it was competitive. I wouldn't be shocked maybe if one out of the 3 official judges scored 1 or 2 of these rounds for OLGUIN, either round 4 or round 5. I think Holguin makes things happen when he comes forward.
Yeah. Seems like Holguin starts off slow in the round, and then he closes out the round. Maybe the judges see that and might give him the round, but I mean, Sanchez needs to keep him at a distance, counterpunch him.
Abe, good advice from Edgar Jasso between rounds to Emilio Sanchez?
Of a target, you sit in front of a person, you're a sitting target for him, so you need to rotate and change angles, and then work and hit and move.
When you mean rotate, you mean like when he lands a shot and he's in front of him, like pivot. on that front foot, and then
rotate,
get off at a different angle.
Exactly, move an angle.
That's something that Sanchez can definitely do, but maybe it's also something that he needs to work on.
A hard worker, dedicated, and eager to perfect his craft. That's how Frank Espinoza, his manager, describes Emilio Sanchez. Sanchez lives in the San Fernando Valley. He drives an hour and a half every single day in traffic to get to Carson to start working out at 9 o'clock. He used to travel with his brother Sal, but his brother Sal decided to go to Coachella, train with Toño Diaz. So now that carpool is gone, so he's really sucking it up. And that dedication is starting to show off here as he's making his way up the Golden Boy ranks. And Diuhl Holguin is a game fighter from Guadalajara. Not going anywhere. And Sanchez earning it. Sanchez always watching boxing. Runs every night. Dedicated is the way to describe him. Hey, I know you've seen a bunch of guys come to the gym saying, yeah, I'm dedicated. And then the next day it's like, oh.
Where is he?
Yeah,
where'd that guy go?
Oh.
My father used to train a lot of fighters that, they're very dedicated, but then, I mean, come weekend, they disappear, they drink, and they party, and come Monday, conditioning's gone.
Right. That's how your dad trained. Well, still trains. We trained you.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of different fighters. Upstairs goes Sanchez.
Small trickle of blood from one of the nostrils, the right nostril of Sanchez. He is getting tagged here from Holguin.
Holguin moving up in weight, so maybe not having the power that he's normally had.
Get out of the ropes.
He listened. 10 seconds ago.
Oh.
6 rounds in the books. The 5th member of our crew, Jason Quigley, is with Thalia.
I'm here with Jason Quigley, who will be fighting on December 17th on the Bernard Hopkins card. So tell me, Jason, you were initially scheduled for the Canelo card in September. For reasons, you got injured, you couldn't follow through with that. But how are you with your preparation for this fight?
I'm like a lion that's been locked in a cage. I wasn't able to get out for my last fight, but I'm buzzing. You know, I'm ready to rock for this fight. Really excited and ready to put on a good show in the Forum on December 17th.
I know you took some time off from the gym. You went back home to visit your family. How was that time with them?
Yeah, it's lovely. You know, it's always nice to get back home to Ireland, to see everybody, and to get some good homemade meals into me and everything as well.
All right, back to you, Beto.
El Animal, Jason Quigley, as he will be fighting December 17th. Went back to Donegal, Bally Buffet, Ireland. He injured his hand. He was originally scheduled to fight on the Canelo undercard at Cowboy Stadium. Injury forced him out. He's now going to be fighting December 17th. Check him out. That's the Bernard Hopkins last fight. And Dougie's interview with Bernard in the ring will air immediately after tonight's show. If you've never heard Bernard Hopkins hold court, you are missing out. Do not miss that one. It airs immediately. In the 7th round, Emilio Sanchez in the black and red. And Diuhl Holguin, his opponent from Guadalajara, has been game.
I think he needs to press Holguin. I'm talking about needs to. Ooh, nice shot landed by Holguin. He's landing. If you look at the cheekbone, the left cheekbone and around the eye of Sanchez, it's starting to bruise up, starting to swell just a little bit. But I think it would behoove the opponent, the blue corner underdog, to really press hard, since he's got that experience and he's fought hard 8 rounds before, to press really hard in this round 7 and round 8 and see if he can test the mettle of this young man.
Sanchez bouncing around on his toes. O'Gain looks like a tired fighter. Flat foot. Hands down.
He's picking his moments when to let his hands go. Obviously, he's not able to just punch for 3 minutes of the round. And, you know, of course, to do that against Sanchez, he would get hit back, and Sanchez isn't just standing and exchanging with him, so he can't do that. But I still think the older fighter has his best moments when he's coming forward, particularly if he can get Sanchez in a corner or his back to the ropes.
And his bones are more mature, so more of an impact compared to, I mean, Emilio, that's still 22, still young.
Yeah, you're still growing when you're 22.
Yeah. Bones don't stop growing until you're 29.
You're still growing when you're 38, you just grow sideways. Not a good thing. As Doug Fisher's track workout on Sundays, don't miss it on Periscope with Coach Schwartz. That's cool. That's where you got to take Abe Lopez. On Sundays, UCLA.
Oh, yeah. Special guest.
These boxers can't hang with you, Dougie.
Yes, they can.
Not that track
may
workout.
not be able to hang with Coach Schwartz, though.
That's for sure. Check it out, Doug's track workouts on Sunday. Pretty cool. It does a Periscope, answers boxing questions. Also Doug's mailbag on Fridays and Mondays. Workman-like evening for Emilio Sanchez. 10 seconds to go in the 7th. Might be a little bit tougher than they expected. Against a very game Diuhl O'Guin, a fighter with it. We're only able to find one piece of video on him.
Yeah. Was that like a 2nd round knockout?
Yeah, very
real grainy. Yeah.
I read the story about him fighting in South Africa, and let me just say, the South African fighter media, very eloquent with their way to describing the atmosphere. It was pretty cool. Having fun, Abe?
Having a great time with you guys. It's an honor. It's an honor to be here with you guys.
It's hard talking a lot, huh?
Yes, yes, yes.
We call that show prep, baby.
O'Guin is stalking Sanchez. He has his moments. Whenever Sanchez, his back is to a corner or along the ropes, he's able to land, even if some of the punches are partially blocked. There's some impact getting in there. It was a decent round 7 from O'Guin. He was just a little bit busier. I feel comfortable scoring that round for him. And again, I won't be shocked if one of the 3 official judges scores some of these rounds for O'Guin.
8th and final round, they touch up the gloves. Biff jab, Sanchez, oh, okay. Step on that pedal, Emilio. Uppercut. Is O'Guin gonna be able to stay in there and get hit? Body work, aggressiveness. Looks like Sanchez is trying to end this one.
That's what you want to see from a young up-and-comer. You want to see that sense of urgency. You don't want to see, ooh, that was kind of a low left. Landed on O'Guin.
Uppercut from Sanchez.
But you don't want to see him just sit on a lead, rest on the laurels. You want to see him put on a show and try to close the show if they can.
Can win some fans like that also. They're saying Gladiator, win the crowd?
Yep.
It feels like Gladiator in here. Everybody looking at you. Sanchez in the black and red. Control this fight.
Can't sit on his ropes. Needs to move. Stay in the middle. As soon as his back touches the ropes, he needs to change angle.
More body work. O'Guin digging in at the belt. Uppercut landed by Sanchez. O'Guin's game. This is a fighter moving up 2 weight classes. Get him down to 115 his normal weight, or 118 maybe. I can see them bringing him back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he, you know, to quote Steve Kim again, he provides professional resistance. He's just not in there to take a beating. He's going to hit you back. He's going to make you work, and I see it on the face of young Emilio Sanchez. He's had to work hard, and as you said, Beto, I think harder than he or his team may have anticipated.
Yeah, that left cheekbone is swelling up for Sanchez.
Taking some shots. Yep. Now, O'Guin may not be a knockout artist at junior featherweight as he was at junior bantamweight, but the hands are still heavy.
More body work from Sanchez.
Good action here in the 8th and final round.
That's how you want to close the show. Young kid, been working like for the entire night. Come out there with some sparks, less than a minute to go. See how that Mount Baldy conditioning kicks in right now.
It's there, but he has to remind himself that he has it. I see him breathing heavy, and that might be more psychological than physiological.
Yeah. Another thing, when you're stepping up to the 8 rounds, and that's 10 coming and 12 around your future, hopefully, it's different levels. Pacing is huge.
Definitely. I mean, it's an important part in boxing. I mean, you fight at first 4 rounds, 6 rounds, 8 rounds. You got to learn how to go to all 10, 12 rounds.
Body work landed. Sanchez landing some heavy shots in this round. Final seconds of the 8th and final round between Emilio Sanchez and Diuhl OLGUIN at the Belasco Theater, and they go the distance. 8 good rounds between the super bantamweights. We'll go to the cards for this one. Doug?
Good fight. I have it a shutout. I have it 8 rounds to zip for Sanchez. However, as I've been saying, I would not be surprised if it was closer, like maybe 6 rounds to 2 on at least one of the official scorecards.
Yeah, exactly. Same scorecard. I mean, 8 rounds to 0. I mean, Emilio got some shots in that could have, changed the whole round.
Yeah, I have it 80 to 72, but 79 to 73, 78, 74. I think that's fair because OLGUIN was game. He had his moments, and we're going to see here. With Sanchez's back to the ropes, it was a right to the body, left to the head, rights and lefts. And these are exchanges, and you see the head of Sanchez snaps back. Judges take notice of that.
And Joseph Diaz Jr. standing by.
Yes, I thought Emilio did a tremendous job. He was able to stick in there and take the shots that his opponent was giving him. His opponent was a game guy. He was very strong and a very awkward fighter as well. But I felt like Emilio Sanchez made the fight more difficult than it should be. He should have been using his jab a little more and creating angles and creating his distances and not fighting on the inside as much as he did. But overall, I thought Emilio did a tremendous job. Like we said before, these fights are great learning experiences for these up-and-coming fighters, and he did a great job tonight.
And we're waiting for the judges to get their scorecards together, see some highlights from this fight.
Yeah, Emilio came out hard in the final round, pressing the older fighter back. The older fighter came back strong in the final half minute of the fight. We're seeing the highlights of that final exchange right at the bell. That's what fans want to see. They want to see the fight to the finish. They want to see these guys empty their tanks.
I think, well, they're pointing at Joe Martinez, the ring announcer. They're counting them down. There it is. They're counting them down. I'm right there with you. 2, 1, Joe.
Y ahora, damas y caballeros, nos vamos a las tarjetas de los jueces. Now, fight fans, we go to the judges' scorecards. El señor Pat Russell anotó 80-72. Russell has it 80 to 72. Fernando Villarreal 79-73, 79-73. Y Carla Caiz anotó 77-75, 77-75 for your winner by unanimous decision, the kid, Emilio Sanchez.
There he is, the winner, Emilio Sanchez. Pacoima Zone is now 14-0.
And like I said, you see a disparity with the scorecards. One judge had it 80 to 72. That's the shutout, and I think, Abe, that's what we had. Yeah. But the second judge had it 79 to 73. The third judge had this a very close fight, 77-75. I guess that's 5 rounds to 3.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not mad at that card. It's kind of open to interpretation.
And Emilio Sanchez in the ring, ready to get interviewed.
Here with Emilio Sanchez, the winner of this bout. It was an 8-round battle. How do you feel?
I feel great. He was a tough opponent. He was tougher than I expected.
All right, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
Back.
A man of few words.
But you know what? He doesn't have to talk much. Look at the abrasions of his face. Look at the swollen cheekbone and the marks around the eyes. He knows he's been in a fight.
We'll be back. Keep the tweets coming. Ring TV Live. We'll be back with more from the Velasco Theater in downtown Los Angeles.